Good evening, guys. This is season 10 of the NAOL League. This is the first week, and we have ourselves three very interesting games: 2 Dan, 2 Dan, 1Q, 1Q, and 2Q, 2Q. So let's get started. Jonathan Boss, I remember from last season, was just 1 Dan, and so now happy to see that Jonathan is now 2 Dan. So congratulations on ranking up.
Thank you.
Okay, great, great. So this game, John is black. Okay, so we have a very regular Joseki. Remember now, guys, with Josekis, it's good to understand a lot of Josekis and why it's okay for both sides. But the more important thing is that we want to apply the concepts we learned in Joseki to the later on in the game. And so here's another Joseki. I think the Joseki goes here, and then black spends one more move to capture the white corner. If this Joseki is even, I would favor black in this case because the right-hand side Joseki had a situation ended in a situation where white is now having outside influence, and this black very solid corner is really limiting that influence from white. So Joseki choices, I would favor black a little bit here. If you're wondering what to do as white, some other moves here, we can go off Joseki. For example, something like this. This is, this going off Joseki is always very, very good. Okay, so in the game, black extends. This would give up one more stone, but white does not take the stone off of the board immediately, so it's hard to see who gains and who loses from this. But because right now white is able to capture and still if white Atari harness here, white would be able to capture in Sente. This difference in Sente probably trumps over all the other considerations. Okay, so in the game, white does not choose the Sente variation. This would give black a lot of time to develop, and so now this would be good for black. However, black does make the extra protect anyways, so this would hand the Sente back to white. A faster move would be anywhere on the other side, and here it's very nice for black to get this extra Atari in Sente once white commits to the cut. Now this Atari was not Sente, but given that white commits to this cut, then it becomes Sente. And then a simple thing here where black allows white to capture 2 stones would be, not that damaging to black. And then because white already captured 2 stones plus half of a third, capturing 2 extra stones would be thickness on top of thickness, and this is a good idea. To This is a good idea. So the other way, this would be very complicated, and seems like this would result in some kind of a ko. Not recommended because black loses a lot. So maybe black thought that this was the only continuation, but the simple one here would very likely be quite okay for black. Okay. So black slows down the development a little bit. Um, when black does it, maybe Atari here would be more preferred. Maybe we get white to connect, and then whatever happens, we get this outside versus inside exchange. Okay, anyways, we move on. Remember, so in these Josekis, we can see some of the interplay between values of moves, trying to get Sente, things like that. Early on in the game, we can see the effects, but really later on in the game, when the fighting starts to take hold, that's when these kinds of ideas become game deciders. So So good. This is another Joseki. Very good job getting these Josekis. The AI did not like this extra peep by black, although I'd give it a pass. The reasoning is this extra peep, if later on black ends up dying here, for example, some kind of an exchange happens where black captures two inside white stones and then white captures the outside, it would normally be quite even. But now that black has made an peep here, black really needs to not die on the inside. So in effect, this peep makes the K3 stone a little bit heavier in the sense that you can't give up this K3 stone easily anymore. So may not seem like much, but that would affect how we fight later on in the game. So okay. In the game, white also plays a bit slow here. Another very nice fast move would be here. Right now, just like on the upper left hand corner, the upper left hand, remember white could capture two black stones. Here black can capture two white stones, but in both cases, because black's corner is very solid, white's side was very solid, there's no extra thickness value or safety value that comes with capturing the two stones. So something like this would favor white because after this variation, white gets another move to develop. Okay. In the game, white plays here, very normally reasonable move. But this does allow black the one move to start destroying the lower side, 3/3 maybe, or the approach. So here we can see one of the downsides of making the peep earlier. Black really is not able to play the 3/3 variations now because that L5 stone would be like an extra loss inside white's moyo. And that would make going into the 3/3 a bit unappealing for black. And as a result of that, black is forced, basically, this is why black chooses to go to the side now. Okay, let's see. White presses. Here, because white is relatively strong, remember white added an L2 move, it's a very attractive option for white to push black towards this relatively strong region. For example, if black plays the block now, white can continue to harass black's group. If black ends up, playing something like this, another move here by white would be attacking black, getting some territory, while we can see in the near future, black is going to make many moves around this group, which will not be surrounding that much territory. So this press actually allows black to have an easy life on the inside, which it's another way to play. It's not a bad way to play by white, but it does sort of make the game move on. So now white has two very strong thickness positions, one on the upper left corner, one over here in this corner. It's very important for white to not go for too much too much in the territory here. It looks like we're surrounding a huge territory, but because we already invested a lot in the thickness, it's not gonna be that much that worthwhile. So along those lines, white's knight's move here, expanding to a very large moyo, is very good, and this works well with the very strong white position on the mid bottom position. So here white has a very active game. However, black is very solid all over the board, and we can see what happens. In the game, white plays here. This is attacking the two black stones. And here black plays something very nice, very good. The two black stones, because the corner is already alive for black. Black does not respond here. Good. And responding here would be inside white's sphere of influence. Okay, so black plays here a noticeably big area. White invades the right hand side. Here, whenever we have any potential territory and the opponent comes in and invades, the same can be said of the black invasion on the left-hand side for white, for example. It's important to keep in mind how strong your positions are, and if your surrounding stones are very strong, you don't want to add more to the strengths, because if your surrounding stones are strong enough, you can think about surrounding and capturing him, or you can think about totally ignoring this and then moving on to play something else. For example, on the top, invading on the left, and so on. So if your groups that surround the invasion are not that strong, then you definitely want to strengthen it. In this particular case, because the two white stones are totally captured by black. There's no ladder shenanigans. We can just safely block from the outside. Only two white liberties. It's very unpalatable to attack or keep making points or anything or expanding from the bottom side. So instead, I can suggest trying to surround him right away. Invade on the left-hand
side. To me, that felt too weak.
Playing on the top. Yes. If it felt weak, then
Yeah.
I
don't want to get cut in the center.
You don't want to get cut in the center. That means that the O13 and the cornerstones, that's the part that we were concerned about. Therefore, I will suggest something like this move, where once we expand here, we are not afraid of any cut here, because we've already...
This is what I meant, the two-space jump in the center.
Yes. Even these two cuts,
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good concern. And if white was a bit stronger, I would also be concerned as well. So as in this case, we can keep doing our project of surrounding white, either from the outside or from the cut on the inside. And it seems it seems to me like this will go very well for black. Of course, we have to be prepared for the losing one stone in order to surround the entire right hand side. No worries. This is also attacking white in the sense that white is not making two eyes on the side anytime soon, so not a terrible move. Okay, white jumps out. Black plays here. This is generally a fine move. We're moving into the center. We're eyeing the weaknesses for white on the top. The risk with playing this kind of a move in the middle game is that it really slows us down, and it's very likely to be gote, and and it allows the opponent the move to do whatever the opponent wants. So for example, one thing white can do is play some exchanges here. This is the defensive moves by white. He makes another peep like this, and if we continue to just defend, we run the risk of white outrunning us and expanding to the rest of the board. An offensive option would be to peep here for white and then cut something like this. And so this move, it's okay. It's putting some pressure on white, but when I'm playing, I would be very afraid of not putting enough pressure on white. This jump would be a bit more defensive. This one, okay, it's okay as a move, but just it's the mindset that I don't have to, the mindset that I don't have to do too much. I can just move along at this leisurely rate. That leisurely mindset is very, very dangerous, and it would, like for example, if white has a very strong sense of urgency, white plays these kinds of peeps, and if we keep having this kind of a mindset, and we can see that white is now, truly surrounding something really big, and I don't know what kind of damage we can do to white's upper sides to make up for this, and during the middle game, it's very important to be fast and to develop quickly, and so move totally fine, but it's the if this indicates a leisurely mindset, that's very, very dangerous. Okay.
Okay, I do.
Anyways, white defends in the game, so about the same kind of mindset as black. And so now we have, as black here, we now have the first move in the middle, and we attack white while black moves into the center, destroying a lot of potential territory for white. So this is good. This is very good, and I will just suggest that we do this earlier, rather than so that we don't give white any opportunities to do this ignore our threats and then expand to a huge middle kind of a move.
I see.
Okay. Yeah. And when you play stronger and stronger opponents, you'll notice that your room for maneuver gets cut down more and more, and these leisurely moves will be more and more punished. Okay. So this movie is very good, and it shows that sense of urgency that we were talking about, that I was worried that black may not have, but clearly black does have this sense of urgency. So that's very, very good to see. Okay, very good making these peeps, making this block. Now white is the one having to worry about the connectivity of the large group. Okay, here for white, I would want to exchange this kind of sente as early as possible, because if I do this later, for example, right now, I may not get it. Black may push and cut. Black can also counter peep and then go back, and white would not be able to comfortably go home. So I would suggest white to do that early rather than late. And also here,
Hi, I'm white.
hey,
Uh,
yeah.
I got here late. Yeah.
No worries,
I
no
guess like
worries.
I wasn't confident that when I
Mhm.
jump and I play G18 it's Sente, but I was kind of like not really thinking that hard about it.
Yeah, perfect. Right now, white needs to be thinking about defense here. So this jump would be a nice defensive move. So if black blocks, we would play something like here, and then there would be no cuts like this. This would not be okay. This would not be a cuttable position. This will favor white. Black has to live now, and then this position will favor white. So this
Oh, okay.
exchange would significantly strengthen white's middle, and if black were to counterattack, this would capture this white stone. But again, this exchange would also strengthen white's middle a lot as well. Right now, because black has spent so many moves in the middle now, the middle position looks relatively strong to me. Even if the middle position, is not that strong yet, black has spent so many moves here that it should be strong. If it's not, then black has messed up. But we don't want to count on the opponent having messed anything up at this moment. So so many black stones in the middle. As white here, we need to think a little more defensively here. And here we can see that white is doing this kind of this move is protecting the large knight's move potential cut. So both sides are playing quite playing the same game that I'm playing, which is a great sign. I will just suggest that Sente peep on the third line, and
Okay.
then that could be a very good defensive resource. Yes, anyways, white really needs to think defensively now, and we do see this, so that's good. Even with these two moves, now white has an eye here, another eye can be had over here, so white is now pretty safe, and that's why you'll see the AI giving white a lot of lead at this point.
Mm.
White is now alive in Sente, so that white has time to develop on the left hand side and the middle and take a lot of territory. This is the only territory white has on this board, so it's very important. Here in the game, yes. It can be very tempting to play this protective move and then assume that we're done. One thing is this is an eye. Even if it's not totally an eye, it's practically an eye. So I know this. It's not like totally good. But there's if black tries to reduce this one white eye and fails, that means that white would be able to live. So white did have more defensive resources than we found for white. So another good defensive resource is to threaten the two black stones in the center. Something like this. If we could get this in Sente, I'm sure we would have chosen it. And the next move, of course, if black does not answer, we can cut and capture two stones. So this would put a lot more pressure on black. And here we can see that white was strong enough to totally tanuki, and if we didn't totally tanuki, we had a very active way to defend our group. And because we didn't do that, one move made a whole lot of difference, and that's why we are stressing that it's easy to understand how the Josekis are the way they are, but the important thing to understand in Josekis is not the Josekis themselves in the early game, but for exactly this kind of a situation. Think about like this move too. We're cutting the top, so this cut becomes a real threat. This kind of idea is in the middle game where we have no time to waste is really important. Okay, so black gets the first move in the middle. Maybe there was a stronger way to play, but this turn is quite strong as well. And now the game is very even, and here white has surrounded a smaller but still very solid left-hand side. And and here white plays here to defend the center part. Big fighting has died down in this game, and so now it's important to play where the points are. And where the points are usually on the sides and the corners. So go look for those. In the game, this move probably is not as big as some other moves on the board. This is a Sente endgame. Think about this. The large knight's move slide is Sente. we noticeably see 6 points reduced by reduced for white, and then here the corner black has, if black plays, there's 5 points here. If white plays, there's 1 point here. So black has 3 points in the corner, while in the game, black has 6 points in the corner. So this is 9 points in Sente. This K4 move probably doesn't make 9 points at all, and it's Gote. So here is where black is gonna oh yes, and here this move is noticeably very big for territory. So here black is black played like 1 or 2 moves a little bit too efficient, and white played 1 or 2 moves too slow. And white resigned at this point. This middle group cannot survive. That is correct. We can make 1 eye and 1 eye only, and we sort of this game was just getting to the exciting, like close, intense endgame part, but several slow moves by white here, and we this K4 move may have been meant to be a safe move, but because this move slowed us down too much, it actually, white was the one with a group that was cut off and then dead, right, in the end game. So here's a case where being a bit slow and steady and safe actually did not make you make white any safer, and a more aggressive endgame move like these endgame moves would have actually made white a lot safer than otherwise, like this one too. For example, say black plays somewhere here. This Kosumi move, diagonal move, is likely Sente as well, and here we can see that black's corner is way reduced versus the actual game, and there's no real weaknesses for white in the middle in this diagram. So by playing faster, we actually could have made ourselves safer, and here's how, like several moves, and white was starting with this move, and white went from a very strong position to a losing position in 15-20 moves in the middle game. So this game we started thinking that a middle of the board, like not really Sente move for black. We were worried that this indicated a comfortableness or willingness to what do you call it? A willingness to play it slow, and we were what did we call it? A contentness to the position of the game, and we said that was very dangerous, right? Being content will slow you down in your development, in your taking over the board. And however, black showed us that, with these peeps, this attach, and moves like this, that black was very did have a sense of urgency, and it was black that showed a bit more sense of urgency, and it was white with this defensive move, and then this turn, and then this Hane that actually showed that some contentness with the position, and that's what a few moves, just a few happy, like slow, like I'm ahead kind of a move was enough to like really destroy the white's chances in this game for white. So never slow down, guys. Always advance and develop fast is our takeaway for this game. And great. However, this game was very high quality. I'm sure you guys noticed how tight this AI graph was for all of the game. All right, so we are moving on to the next game.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. We may have to reshare. I'm not sure. Anyways, we have reshared. And okay, this is the second game. This is between two Weiqis. There's Mike and Kevin. Okay, great. I'm rooting for Mike, of course. My name is Michael. But okay, that's all. Okay, so I take it Gray Eyes is Mike, and Gray Eyes. That's a very nice online ID. So very good. Okay. This is a Joseki, but black. Another Joseki goes like this, and the key move is to play this this E16 move as a peep. It looks bad at first, but afterwards we can see that the E16 peep is making white a little bit over concentrated. Okay, in the game black plays here, this does expose a bit of a weakness, and white goes after it right away. Very, very strong play. Make sure you go after this with a cut, and the cut was made, so good. This turn, very strong fighting, very, very good stuff. Here, because there's this move potentially being Sente, and white would like to play this move and then Hane for sure, but the worry is that black is probably gonna allow the cut to happen, so I'm not sure what to do exactly here either. White plays here in the game. This is surrounding some territory on the left and strengthening that area as well, so it seems like generally a good idea. The game is extremely even. Okay, and the fighting continues into the middle game. Just like the last game, just like all games, guys, whenever you guys, over defend or not defend when you need to defend in the middle game, it is really, really costly. So when you guys play games in the middle game, make sure you really hone in, like take all the Joseki knowledge, the strengths, weaknesses knowledge, and then really apply that, and apply that for the game plan going forward. So here this move. It would be very strong if it's Sente and threatens the left hand side, but then if it is not, then this move would be a total gote and it would allow white to play on the top. This would be noticeably very big territory, and it will threaten black's cutting points in the middle later. This is also a big move by white. Okay, this is a huge move by black, and white jumps here. Another very strong move. So far both sides are making sense. Black is surrounding a very big upper side, white is surrounding a lot of the middle. Okay, this move, interesting, probably pretty good. Here white has a very nice attack against the corner for black, and if white was able to get many cuts like this, exchange all of these things, why not? And here now white has two choices. One, to go ahead and destroy the top territory, because when white destroys this, white can also threaten the middle cuts. So this would reduce the entire top hand side black territory into just this corner, which is only maybe 5 points more than the white group. This is white's territory mindset, and if white wanted to attack, something like this move would be cutting the two black stones on the outside. So both of these are very strong ways to play. If black backs up a little bit, this runs into some issues in the corner, and then white also has this cut against the middle black stone. So this is a very good ASCII move, and it puts a lot of pressure on black. Okay, so in the game, white plays this jump, and now,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Does that make the black move bad at 014?
No, not necessarily, because black is also looking at many white weaknesses at the same time. This headbutting and cutting is a great
Mhm.
example. So if something like this happened, black does not respond to white's threats, and white, instead goes after white. This is a very chaotic situation. I do not know who is good or bad. And also, when black plays here, there's a lot of pressure here, but if black is able to, something like this, where black is able to hold on to the position, it could still be very rewarding. So this move
Okay.
is very, very double-edged, and it's a very, very strong move by black. It's cutting into white's potential territory and preparing to cut the middle white. So if white doesn't attack this right away, white will find himself defending like this. So yeah, so very good. White plays here also a very, very strong attacking move. But both of these players now are playing very, very well. There's a lot of urgency with all these moves. And here, if black again does the defensive thing, black would be slowed down, and then white would have, this is a case where initiative can help a lot. And so here black goes for this cut, and this is great. It's black is quite weak, but white is just a bit weaker, it seems. And if black can capture this group while black is himself very weak, that would be huge. You not only take all the territory, you are also totally taking care of your own group. And so here is where the game deciding fight is gonna come. Make the Atari, and because white played the K11 Atari, this actually there is no ladder against the outside two stones. However, white does cut, and now expect white to capture the one stone here. Very good. Yeah, this is quite double-edged, as you guys can see. If black plays here, the only way white was gonna survive is capturing the three stones or the left-hand side group. And if black plays over here to take care of the stones, there's a lot of choices, and it's very difficult to exactly see what to do right away. The peaceful option is for black to black has this peaceful option, breaking through to the right hand side, making the black group stronger, but also allowing white to connect home. I don't expect them to choose peace in the game. Atari, push. Okay, this happened. And then this jump, very nice. Okay, this will roll white up into a ball. And now black plays here. I would just add one detail to this. Play this Atari first, so that the next move is very, very strong. If we do play this one, and suppose somehow something like this happened where white captured the left-hand side and has a big good position, white may choose to give up the two cutting stones here, take Sente, and move on to the rest of the game. So make sure you get the counter-attack Atari before we are totally safe as black. Also, we may also even just consider the straight direct attack. Both are very strong. In the game, white plays this, And so here, when we Atari now, if we Atari at Q12 now, we run the risk of getting that move Tanuki'd. However, that would be stronger than just connecting ourselves at 06. This gives white the chance to Atari the 3 stones in the middle, which may just save white. Here, we can't run away because of this very, very nice wraparound. This way black is a resigned situation. So that's a very, I can't believe white didn't go for this. Okay, white Atari'd. Uh-oh. And then white went for this. And the game ends. Okay, so white did go for this thing. We made a crucial misread over here. And when we Atari'd, we didn't, as black here, we didn't want this code to happen, which is true. And here, white did a very, very smart thing. Instead of keeping, keeping the fight going, white just simply probably saw that Atari and then decided to patch things up on the right-hand side and then play this Atari. And after this, white does capture black, and this is indeed game over. White is only up by 9, so maybe black should have continued to try. And certainly, if black had already exchanged these 2 moves, black may not even be losing because we can play on the right-hand side. This is dead even. We can now play on the right-hand side and do a lot of damage to white there. Yeah, so whenever you're defending, make sure that you, this Atari, these moves, make sure you try to find moves that are counter-attacking and not purely defensive, right? Like in the game black played basically these 2 jumps, similar to our situation in the previous game. If you slow yourself down a little bit in the middle game, you'll find that slowing yourself down and playing it safe is not actually safe because there are so many other spots, places in the game to get to, and this way it's very easy to play this way whenever you guys are ahead, and it's very sometimes we are just very defensive without being ahead. Okay, great. We have now come to the third and last game. I actually have seen this exact game before, which is interesting. Okay, let me see if my shared screen is still good. I'll just okay, let me just make sure by resharing. Okay, this game is very, very exciting to see. So here, again, remember, very important to apply your early game to the later parts of the game. This is a very efficient attack by black, making territory while attacking, so it's very good. White plays here, this is cutting the black group from the corner. However, now black has a very nice hane. Let's see when they play it. This hane, this would it's noticeably nice. We're surrounding white and putting a lot of pressure on white. However, now the focus is on the upper side, and here very reasonable attack by black, and because black made the corner very strong and solid with S15 extend into the second line, now black is able to just play on the outside and get a lot of value to the outside. Here, a common technique is to first Atari and make the opponent heavier, and then extend our stones. This way we can capture 2 stones instead of 1. Of course, your opponent may not cooperate, but always good to try. This one, black would rather play the hane and then cut rather than in the game because there's more points this way. and there are even more thickness considerations because, and this did happen in the game, this move is almost sente by white, and if it is sente like this, white now has a sente I, and this really matters for living later. If black doesn't answer, then something like this potentially lives for white if white is able to get sentes like this. So for various reasons, black would rather have the hane and then the extend position, or the tiger mouse position, or the headbutting position. Okay. Now black is a little bit weaker in the middle here, and so black does play a very nice, good attacking move. This is 2 spaces off, which allows black to sustainably develop towards the middle and the left-hand side, and also keeps a lot of pressure on white noticeably. Okay, more Josekis happened here, and white plays here very, very big, and black invades. Yes, quite right. Here, this move, headbutting and cutting, is very nice. This hane is also very nice. Here the white corner is not totally strong, so a move like here is quite big because it prevents the cuts from really it prevents this kind of cut from really threatening white. Okay, so okay, black invades on this side, and this here is the another example of that defensive move in the middle game that we talked about. This will give black a very nice opportunity to cut here. Now the left-hand side and the right-hand side are both kind of threatened. White cannot capture the black stones in the middle, so this is very strong play potentially for black here. In the game, fighting spills over onto the corner. This should be a bit good for black, although in the game this looked good for white. Interesting. I'm not sure how black should have played. Maybe we'll have to play something differently, and maybe white is using the 3rd and 4th line stones at C and D11 to very good effect. Anyways, I'm sure this was not black's plan to have this position. But in any case, after this, white does capture and still solidifies the white territory here. However, black does get the next move to move on to the bottom side. This is very, very big, noticeably. And here, even though this connect seems quite normal, this move really has to be played now. Cut the other cut. This way we don't have to connect anymore. We can cut directly and capture the white stones. Even if white plays the hane, for example, something like this, it would be very, very favorable for black. So the main problem for white is on the lower hand side, not on the left hand side. So something like this Atari would be how white gets out of trouble. Remember, guys, here white is the one having lots of weaknesses, and black is very light, so all the black stones can die, but then white stones are rather heavy because there's more of them, and there's not like corresponding thickness that go with the stones. So again, just like the previous games, middle game fighting, you are almost always having to be careful, and you have to be careful not to over defend. You have to be careful to defend your weaknesses, and you also have to be careful to not over defend your weaknesses. That's why Go is such an interesting and happy, fun game to play. Just how impossible it is to play perfect games in Go. All right, so in the game, both sides dwelled on the left-hand side a bit too long, and now is a great opportunity for white to play this Atari. If black cuts, white will keep expanding, and this is also the last remaining unsettled area on the board, and black would be like thinking, man, what have I done for the last few moves? White is now expanding into my stomach, and that never feels good. So in the game, white harness and extends. This is very, very greedy. This surrounds the left-hand side, captures the one stone, but it still gives black the time to cut, and even a surrounding of territory like this is very, very strong. Oh, so in the game, this cut happens, and we'll see. Of course, remember we did want the other cuts, the other types of cuts, either one head button cut or double Hane cut. This cut would run into some very nice defense by white. This move gives up one white stone in order to make strong shape, and then white continues to attack the black, threaten the black's shape, and then afterwards white now has a very nice large ice space to use. If you go from the bottom now, like moves like this Hane and extend are eyeing weaknesses in black's middle, and if you allow white to have some sente moves here, white is just very, very comfortable, 10 points plus. So in the game, white plays here. This is not totally sente, so it gives black a chance to play on the bottom. Black does not, so another chance, but finally white is able to get to the big area on the bottom, and this means this game is now favored for white. White got the left and the bottom. White is up by 8.5. And so here, even though black got the worst end of that exchange, that sequence of exchanges, black's sense of urgency is showing through with this very nice attacking peep. And that's a way to try to win the game. So very, very good. Okay, black extends, and now white is in danger. Both sides are in a lot of danger. And here, black is going to be able to save 4 stones. However, right now black has to play this move, and noticeably black has a lot of danger. However, white, well, let's see what happened in the game. White also needs to play this O2 jump to live. And before white does that, white plays here. Here, black's strongest response is to turn and then cut. This cut is sente because of this Atari and then this Atari. So white really has to protect that, and then that means the 5 stones are dead. In the game, black plays this move. Looks fine, but you know, we only captured 3 stones. In the other diagram, we captured 5. And also white is able to capture 2 stones in sente now, so white would jump at O2 and be continue to have this winning position for sure. This is white by 48. This means there's still some problems in the black center. In the game, black ends up capturing this, but white was able to get the last big endgame here. So the game evens out, but white does die in the middle, even though white still has an advantage now. A very good reducing sequence by black, and white also gains a lot by capturing 5 stones. Now this game is very, very even. White by 5. And another sudden death. Another sudden death from white. White connects, but black can Atari here and capture. So here I wonder if there was a way for white to escape. Probably this Hane, saving this one liberty. And this way white would push here. Black has to connect and then push here to escape. What can black do? Well, black can't do anything here maybe black can do this, and then, but then this way, clearly white has captured 6 extra free stones, which would be totally winning for white. Okay, great. When black extended here, when white connects, white is plus 91 points. Wow, wow, wow. I think we have a winner, guys. This move is minus 80 points. Crazy, crazy. Minus 80 points. Oh, wow. Minus 62, minus 80. We have a winner, guys. Very, very exciting. Yes, white can connect and white is safe. Black is dead all around. And in the game, white Atari, white is dead and black is alive all around. So, wow, quite interesting. Let's just take this in. Thank you both, Grace and Good Vibes, for playing such an exciting game. This was by far the most exciting out of the three, and we see the biggest point swing on one move that I've ever seen. So, um, congratulations, guys! And this will conclude. We will end on this note. Very exciting games. Thank you, guys, and look forward to commentating on more of these exciting games. So see you guys next time, guys.
Thank you.